morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of your friendly neighborhood LPTV Disney Morning Show. My name over here, Dewey Mosley, co-founder of Laughing Place, tech guy for Laughing Place, co-host of this show, along with my little buddy over there, Kyle Burbank, the managing
Little
editor. How
buddy.
you doing? I mean,
I'm good until you call me little buddy.
look at the screen right now. I'm like way up here, and you're way.
It's a short chair. I don't have like a nice office chair. I just got like a little thing we bought at Target. I like it.
I don't have a problem with it, but that's why you're my little buddy. I'm like
I guess I
Skipper
could.
and you're Gilligan. So, where you are here, that's Kyle Burbank. He's the managing editor of Laughing Place. So we're going to talk about everything going on in the world of Disney today, yesterday, all the highlights from yesterday, so much stuff to look forward to today. It's exactly, Gio. It's got to be a fun day. It's always more fun when you guys are a part of it. So please use the chat, participate, ask questions, make comments, try to make Kyle laugh. It's all in good fun. Makes for a much better show. So we're going to get started the way we get started every single day here.
You can
How's it
hear the
looking,
theme.
How do you think it's looking?
I'll say it's downish.
Yeah, this thing ain't moving. It ain't budging. 107, same place it's been for the past few days.
Well, the previous close was 109, so it is down for the day, but we don't do things that way.
We don't do that thing. However, if you bought it, it closed yesterday. Hold on, because why sell it for a loss right now? All right, that is the stock report, and of course, we follow that up with.
I feel like I'm going to let you down every day now. No, I don't have a video today.
All right, fine. That's okay. That's okay. We love you anyway.
Yeah, but this is the one I was telling you about. Things are a little messy in the, I guess I don't know what part of the country this would be, but there's a chance of severe storms all the way from the Gulf up to like the Great Lakes. So especially in, let me take a look, wherever that red area is, yeah, there's a chance of like tornadoes and all sorts of winds and nasty stuff. So be careful if you're in that part of the country, especially. But let's get to the Disney weather. In Anaheim, it's partly cloudy with temperatures in the upper 60s during the day. Orlando is sunny and in the lower 80s today, getting down to 70 by midnight. Castaway Keys having another breezy day with a high of 80. Paris, I was going to say Paris and then change back to Paris. Paris, one of the warmer nights they've had. We've been doing this, cloudy and 54 degrees. Tokyo, tomorrow will be mostly sunny skies, topping out at 50 degrees. Shanghai will have cloudy to start as temperatures climb towards just shy of 60, but sunshine will break through in the evening, leading to a clear night. And sunny temperatures in Hong Kong tomorrow, steady in the mid to upper 60s.
I think we should do a service for our regulars here. They let us know where they reside, and we just include their location in our.
Well, that's interesting because we had some storms go through, and it's cold now. But yeah, we didn't have any things. But Gio's a bit northwest of me, up in Kansas City or Kansas, whatever, Overland Park.
Overland Park. Hey, Christopher, thank you so much for the super chat. Can't tell you how much we appreciate that. We will jump your question to the front of the line. Am I the only one not impressed with Nintendo World? Looks like another Toontown. Overhyped IMHO, which I believe stands for, in my humble opinion.
I could see what they're saying. As far as, you know, they always tout these, oh yeah, there's all these cool things to do, these little interactive things, which might be fun for like younger people or might be fun once for adults. But yeah, I wonder if those interactivities are first of all going to stay maintained and still work after however long. And it sounds like they will, because it sounds like Nintendo's licensing agreement, they might be more picky about that sort of things. But yeah, I wonder if the repeatability aside from the rides is really going to be there. But as far as like, you know, first of all, it is a small footprint, like we've talked about as being a negative, but I guess on the plus side, that means that it's, you know, not taking up too much real estate from the parks. I don't know. I could see it both ways. So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next few years. But I think people are always going to want to check it out at least once. It's just that repeatability just might not be there.
And the one thing I'm sure of what Christopher said, you are not the only one. There are lots of people out there who are critical of Super Nintendo World, especially in terms of the fact that it only has one attraction and it's very, very small, both of which are reminiscent of Toontown, although I think this is even quite a bit smaller than Toontown.
It's just one attraction. What's the other thing?
I'm sorry?
Aren't there 2 wait time signs?
In Nintendo World?
I thought so.
I don't know what the other
there's Mario Kart, but maybe there's just like a walkthrough or something. I don't know. I mean, I know that Tokyo has like the Yoshi thing that we don't have, right?
Right. Tokyo has 2. This just has the one. I mean, it does have all the interactive stuff. Maybe they have wait time signs for that, but but it definitely just has the Mario Kart attraction. And the size is pretty small. There are lots of nooks and crannies, so I don't think it's as small as it initially looks because there's so many places to explore. But it's definitely going to be interesting tomorrow when it opens to the public to see how it all plays out with real people. But like I said, you're not the only one critical. And as Kyle said, this really, really, really comes down to maintenance. I mean, there's so many moving parts to this attraction, both, not figuratively, literally, just literally, so many moving parts to this attraction. And Universal doesn't necessarily have the greatest reputation for maintaining their things, and this really, really requires it. So hopefully they are able to keep it well maintained and somehow manage the crowds, and it lives up to what it seems to be to want to promise. But that remains to be seen. But no, you're definitely not the only one critical.
And we might as well jump ahead to that story. As you mentioned, tomorrow's the grand opening, and tickets are sold out for that. Yeah. So people have been, it's kind of interesting, Disney's been doing their reservation system, and people have been critical, saying they can't go to the parks much. And yeah, tickets can still sell out at Universal. It's just they don't have the reservation system, so it's a little bit different. But yeah, completely full.
Yeah, and so, but annual pass holders can still go. So that's a huge difference as far as regulars like us. And our guy Mike Celestino is going to be there. They are having the big grand opening was yesterday, but they're going to have a ribbon cutting tomorrow, and Mike Celestino will be there to cover that live. And hopefully, we don't know exactly how that's going to play out, but I know we're really hoping that he can see how the place plays out with real guests.
Plays out, nice.
Because that's even during the previews, you could see how crowded it can become. Those are technical rehearsals. They're still working out lots of stuff. They have the ticket where you can pay more to get in early. I think we're expecting them to use a virtual queue for this. So, really excited to see how it's going to play out tomorrow. Definitely going to be all over Twitter tomorrow, watching that. Kyle, can you
I'm glad if Mike's going for a ceremony and then again for a ribbon cutting that this is the park that's like 10 minutes from his house instead of the one that's like an hour on a good day down the 5.
Absolutely glad about that too, for Mike's sake. I know how much he loves getting on that freeway though. Kyle, can you talk about this? Give me about 2 minutes, Kyle.
2 minutes, yeah. So Tron, we knew that pass holder previews were going to be happening. Today they opened the registration. When they launched, they had a few different dates. Can you scroll down a second, Doobie, so I can see what the dates are?
Yeah, do we have that?
Yeah, it should be a little bit below that, maybe. Okay, can you refresh?
I've got an old version of the article on here.
Potentially, or I forgot to hit the button. It's one or the other. I might have not hit the button. Anyway, it's I will look it up real fast. But yeah, there's a few dates. Presumably, some of them are probably going to start selling out if they haven't already. But I know a lot of annual pass holders are excited for this. We had the cast previews. The official opening is 4/4 or 4/04, as people have enjoyed pointing out. Let me take a look at what those dates are. It's going to be what?
Go ahead.
March 4th through the 6th and 8th through the 12th.
Okay. And I've been in the queue for about an hour. Yeah, maybe a little bit more than an hour, and you can see where you are. It still says wait time is more than an hour. The worst part of this is the actual title. You don't see it anywhere here, but the title for the page, the browser title, is "The Wait is Almost Over." The wait's not almost over. The wait's no longer.
It's
So
never almost over.
We're going to be in Florida just for a short time coming up. I don't know how it's going to mesh. So, oh, it's cool. It has an update at the bottom here. It just updated. Thank you, our pass. That is very helpful. Thank you to our pass holders. We anticipate previews for Tron will reach capacity within the next 10 to 15 minutes. Approximate wait time, more than an hour. You do the math. So, but it does remind us that we'll open to August on April 4, 2023. That is actually a helpful message. I appreciate them updating that way. Yeah, so I guess not sold out yet, but is anticipated to be sold out soon. They did make a point of saying that this is, if you have a blackout pass, a pass with blackout dates, this will not get you in. So that's very important. It'll automatically cancel. However, you don't need a reservation. If you have a Tron Light Cycle reservation, that becomes your reservation to the park that day. And that's kind of a nice little touch. So just checking out Twitter here. Obviously, when things like this happen, Twitter gets active with it. Dwayne Bevel, one of our friends over, I think he's still with the Orlando Sentinel. Yeah, Orlando Sentinel, said, I did get Tron reservations after 2 hours, 50-ish minutes. It said 2 days were available, but really only one had time shown. So I grabbed. Unsolicited advice, don't dilly-dally when asked. So pretty typical of when stuff goes on sale or becomes available with Disney these days. I don't know if there's any solution, but it is what it is. We did get some breaking news that is particular importance just before showtime. This somehow relates to Disney. I believe McDonald's has a good association with Disney. They are debuting their first plant-based McNuggets. They're only in Germany right now, but I do think they plan to bring them to America at some point. So at some point in the future, you may be able to get your McDonald's Happy Meal with the associated Disney toy, along with plant-based McNuggets in a partnership with Beyond Meat. So there you go, folks. How exciting is that? Probably not very exciting to anyone but me. I'm not a vegetarian. About a year ago, they had the how do I do that? They had the big plant, which was the
that doesn't hang up your phone, believe it or not.
And their plant-based burger, and that flopped. So hopefully this does better.
Yeah, I've seen articles saying that a lot of the stocks for Impossible and Beyond are kind of falling. I wonder if they'll just merge. They're obviously the two biggest players in the space. I've enjoyed both of them. I don't have any noticeable I was gonna say I don't have a beef with either one of them. But I don't. Yeah, I enjoy eating a lot of vegetarian, obviously, and I know that they're not if you look at the things, it's not that much healthier for you either. I just enjoy the flavor, and yeah, we have some Beyonds in our freezer right now. There's sometimes where I'm like, I want to. I almost feel like even if it's like the same comparable health thing, it's just a little bit lighter. So there are times where I'll just get an Impossible or Beyond just because I don't feel like eating a big meaty burger.
I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm a vegetarian. I've been one forever. I love that they exist because their goal is to taste like meat. But I actually like just normal veggie burgers, which are more vegetable based, or even just like grillers, which are soy based, but taste nothing like meat. But I'm fond of those. There's something about the Beyonds that it's good and it tastes like meat, but it's also a little bit gross because it's not meat. It's like almost the uncanny valley of foods, and it's just a little bit unsettling even. So, and I can be weird like that. It doesn't take much to unsettle me.
The first time I had a Beyond Burger, I thought it tasted like a lot like meat. I was like, the only difference is if my burger from a fast food restaurant were this pink, I would absolutely not be eating it. From a regular restaurant, sure, but not Carl's Jr.
Oh, yeah, that's a disgusting thought. Gio said, if you plant them, can you grow a nugget tree? That is exactly how that works, Gio. Exactly. And Tony Betty, it took Morgan about 2 hours to get her Tron Light Cycle run preview this morning. So opens April 4th. Bust a move. Hopefully we'll be around short. We actually think we're going to be in Florida when it opens, now that I think about it. So hopefully we do get a chance to ride it then the old-fashioned way, virtual queue. Poor Tony. I just want to go to the park, stand in line, and ride a ride. Nope, not an option, buddy. So over at California Adventure yesterday, there was exciting news there too, and that was the arrival of. I'm just going to let her get introduced as someone better than me.
To introduce to you the coolest super genius on the Lower East Side, NYC, it's Moon Girl! Hey everybody, what's up? Good to see ya! Moon Girl, thank you so much for being here today. I know our friends out here are so excited to get to know you a little better, so why don't you tell us about yourself?
I'm Moon Girl.
Hey!
And I love science and math, so creating and fixing things is kind of my jam. And I love to use my cool inventions to protect the Lower East Side and keep it safe.
So that's the arrival of Moon Girl at California Adventure. They had an event yesterday with a Q&A with the creators of the new Disney Channel, Disney Plus show, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. She cavalcaded down Main Street and then took Main Street, probably not, Hollywood Boulevard, and then took her place as another character in Hollywood Boulevard, where we have what I think is a really cool video of Matt, who is clearly very comfortable talking to characters. Meeting her. So let's see what the actual character interactions are like with Moon Girl at DCA.
Hey!
Hi, Moon Girl.
What's going on?
Awesome. Did you make this yourself?
You know, I can't take all the credit for this. Come on over here. I'll
Sure.
show you all. Casey, my BFF, she's a marketing genius, so you know she works her magic, and she got me all fly.
I mean, it's great. She did an awesome job.
Thank you. Do you like to make costumes yourself?
I don't have that kind of talent. No.
What's your talent?
Recording video and talking to superheroes.
Okay, nice. A social butterfly.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. Casey would like that. Maybe you guys could team up and do a campus together.
I would love to work with
You know,
Casey.
a
She's the
marketing
best.
genius, just like you.
We just came from Avengers Campus. Have you been over there before?
You know, I don't go over there too much. I just hang over here at the stoop, meet my friends.
Like Devil Dinosaur.
Girl's afraid to leave her stoop.
That's,
He is the best. Yeah. Well, Casey's the best. Devil Dinosaur's.
you know, I love them both the same.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
you
fair.
can't have one without the other. You know, we're a team.
Now, do you want to be an Avenger, or we do need a friendly neighborhood Moon Girl too? So.
You know, they got so much going on, you know, and they are so smart and so strong they can handle it all, you know. But you know what I do? I protect the LES. That's what
Yes.
my job is for, you know. So I just gotta focus on me, focus on my community.
And none of them have a dinosaur, so none of them have anything on you.
You know, I got a pretty cool sidekick.
Yeah, absolutely. Can we get a picture of you real quick?
Absolutely.
You could tell Jess took the photos. By the way, Lunella actually is in Avengers Campus. She's in the queue. It's a different version, I guess, but it's you can see references to her in the queue for Web Slingers.
The man behind the camera there is right here. Just in time to see his own. Yeah.
I forgot to hit the thing. Hold on.
Now, just a minute.
Technically, Moon Girl is in Avengers Campus as well.
I've asked StreamYard for hotkeys for videos. So, you know, sometimes they do these things quickly. You never know.
Did you not just buy a Stream Deck? Like
Stream Deck, I looked into it. Stream Deck works by emulating hotkeys, so I don't see how Stream Deck possibly.
So Tony was wait a minute, breaking news.
Now, just a minute.
Playing the technical.
Yeah. So they have hotkeys for doing things like this, where you change the various views, but they do not have hotkeys for videos. And when I looked up how Stream Deck interfaces with StreamYard, it was you tell it what button becomes what hotkey. So unless I'm missing something, there's no way to do this.
Tony
will correct me if I'm wrong, no doubt. Oh, technically.
Well, I did say Lunella the first time, and then the second time I said Moon Girl, but yes.
So are you still in SoCal, Mac? Are you back home already? I hope you're still in SoCal because you just
He's still in
arrived.
SoCal.
Yesterday.
He's off today.
Oh, and he's here, spending his time watching this show.
Well, he was off today. I thought. I could be wrong. I don't know anything. Nobody tells me so.
You're just managing it. We have a schedule.
We do have a schedule, and it could be wrong.
I know.
Today's Thursday, right? Thursday the 16th. It says off. I don't know.
He can be off and still watching the show. This is actual entertainment. It's not just work.
He says he's working today and off tomorrow. See, if I read Slack, this is what we have Slack for.
Oh, sorry. He's not. My mistake. If he's off, he can't be watching this. I was wrong. All right. Yesterday, Jeremiah, and he really did just take an overnight trip. Jeremiah was in Philadelphia for the opening of the Disney 100 exhibit at the Franklin Museum. We did a nice long live stream with him yesterday, seeing the home museum. That was a lot of fun. You can go check that out on our YouTube from yesterday. Just look at yesterday's morning show, and you can watch that. He did get a good video of the Walt introduction. I know we showed it yesterday from D23's official video, but this is from just a slightly different angle, and I think it's worth watching it again from this angle. When I watched it this morning, I got a different sense of it. So the introduction to the Disney 100 exhibit at the Franklin Museum in Philadelphia.
Oh boy! Oh, steady! Whoa! Hurry, musketeers! Okay, so hang on. Here he goes. You ready? And let the show begin! Here's my pal Walt to tell you how the magic is made.
There's a lot of satisfaction in developing ideas into reality. When we consider a new project, we really study it. Not just the surface idea, but everything about it. And when we go into that new project, we believe in it all the way. We have confidence in our ability to do it right, and we work hard to do the best possible job. There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We're always exploring and experimenting.
Everybody ready? Then on with the show!
So, and then he also put up, as I said, we had a video yesterday. A live stream yesterday from there, but he also went back and took a higher quality, shorter tour that you can watch on our YouTube channel right now. So, just show you, I'm not going to show it to you. Oh, it's got an interview in there too. Becky Klein from the MFAT. So I'm not going to show this all right now. You can go watch it on YouTube. It's only about 6 minutes long, and get a nice tour of the art of the exhibit up at the Franklin Museum in Philadelphia, which is amazing. This was so much cooler than I expected. What were your sense, Kyle, going through the tour with Jeremiah? Pretty much what you expected, or?
No, I thought it was. I mean, it definitely has some cool stuff. I think there's a little touches, the interactivity thing elements. I think are probably what are going to make it different. Because otherwise, we've seen a lot of these types of exhibits before. There's a lot of cool stuff, but I think your interest in it is going to depend on what kind of person you are. Like, for example, I know you are super fascinated, and your wife could probably not care too much less about these sort of things. So I think that's where they're going to, even for people like her, I feel like there was enough cool, like interactive things that would keep their interest.
So that is in Philadelphia now. There's no end date set. We do know it will be going from there to Chicago and then to
Kansas City.
Thank you. And then we also know that it's going to start in Germany, not a tour, not this one, but a separate exhibit will be starting in Germany in April, I believe. So there's two different tracks. You have the opportunity to see this in the U.S. and in Europe, but only the first stop, as far as dates go, all we know right now is Philadelphia right now and Germany in April. And I do hope one way or another I get the chance to see this. I want to see like the real thing. I love seeing the actual thing going. That is the actual thing that was used like almost 100 years ago on something. That's cool.
As far as we're told, yeah.
Cool. See, why you got to be like that, Kyle? Cynical.
After our
Exceptions
thing
and
yesterday with that video and Twitter, I wonder if we better not share things from Jungle Cruise unless we specify that the elephants have their trunks on.
You've been waiting 24 hours to use that one?
No, I just came up with that.
What
But yes, our Twitter's back, so make sure you follow us on @laughing_place now that we have access to our account after 12 hours, 6 of which they realized that they were wrong and then just still didn't unlock the account. It was great.
Yeah, I don't know if we didn't tweet this out, but it's worth noting that we did nothing wrong. Twitter acknowledged that this was a mistake on their part. That's what when you have algorithms mistakes,
they didn't explain what triggered the algorithm, but I'd be very curious to know.
So the tweet that was at issue was still up there. Didn't have to delete it. Everything's fine.
Yeah, they restored it. Gio. I think Gio noticed that. He's like, "Oh, hey, your tweet's up." It's like, yeah, and we still can't do anything.
All right, Kyle. This is actually some pretty interesting news in the world of Marvel and even Star Wars. You want to take this one for a bit?
Sure. So, we talked about how now with Bob Iger back and with the way things have been with Disney Plus, they're stopped focusing so much on subscriber growth and are going to focus on getting to profitability by the end of 2024. And so one of the ways they're going to do that is by cutting costs and also just kind of reassessing their cadence of content. So one of the things that stood out to me is that they say like Loki season 2 and another show are already like, what's that?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, so those are still going to come out in 2023. Some of the other ones, including the ones that have already been like completed, like Echo and might not come out in 2023 after all. They might end up pushing it and separating those out a bit. So it sounds like in Nova it doesn't say like it's getting canceled. It's just like, hey, maybe we'll expand the timeline, which is, as you know, with the MCU, these pushes could have some changes on the content itself just because of the way that everything rolls out. Secret Invasion,
some of these they said have already been the filming is already wrapped, not necessarily post-production, but the filming is wrapped, like Echo and Ironheart, which were supposed to come out this year. Back in July at Comic-Con, Kevin Feige said shows coming in 2023, What If Season 2, Echo, Loki Season 2, Ironheart, and Agatha Coven of Chaos. And now it looks like all we're going to get, according to Hollywood Reporter, all we're going to get is Loki Season 2 and Secret Invasion.
Well, those are the ones that are set in stone, I think they said, are basically set in stone. The other ones are kind of a question mark.
Yes. I think Hollywood Reporter thinks it's unlikely we'll get more than those, but whatever. It's all sources. None of this is official from Disney yet. The word they used was unlikely to arrive in 2023 as they spread out the content. Obviously, if you spread out content, then you don't have to spend as much every year as when you're dumping everything all at once and you have to dump it again the very next year. So this is not, I don't think, totally unexpected, given that they said we're spending less on Disney Plus, but still got to produce it.
This means less Zacks of Life,
which is a shame. The other thing they talked about a little bit was Star Wars and how they can't cut back there because they don't have very much yet. So they are going to continue production, but still keep budgets in mind. And they said we can expect at Star Wars Celebration in April to get unveiling of the plan for the next Star Wars films, which I'm really looking forward to. More Star Wars on the big screen, not just Disney Plus, because that's one area where Disney Plus has really excelled, I think. But of the 5 big screen films we got, I think only one I really, really liked, Rogue One. So I would like to see them get back there with some new ideas. They don't have to reboot like they did with The Force Awakens, and let's see what they get. What they're doing on Disney Plus, spectacular. And anxious to see what can come to the big screen. All right. First of all, some important notes here. I fall into the Kyle skeptical camp, and I've seen the real item from Disney history that interests me, so I'm more hopeful to see the immersive experience. I love the immersive experience too, so I want to see that too. But it's the real thing, the fight. It's the real thing. As far as I know, it's the real thing. And hey, thanks, man. My X-Men shirt. I got this as a gift for my birthday from one of my UJam friends. I like it a lot. All right, I'm sure they can. What do you think? Do they affect the timeline, Agatha and Daredevil, Kyle?
It depends on how they do it. Like, yeah, I think they probably thought that this isn't the first time that they've had to deal with a flip like this. Like when we meet Val at the end, like she's in the tag for Black Widow, and that was supposed to be her debut, but then by the time it came out, we had actually already met her. So there's things like that are different. I think I have that right. There was something was flipped. It was either the other way around. Yeah.
If you're a Marvel geek like Kyle and our good friend Mac here, you can catch them on Zacks of Life podcast. When do you guys do that? Just when shows are on, or what?
Yeah. So I mean, with Ant-Man coming out, I think we're looking at doing one on Tuesday. I didn't write him back when he asked me about it yesterday because I didn't see it until later. But yeah, sometime next week we should have a new episode, and we're going to start doing them live on YouTube, I think. So
which I'm very excited about. And also, you can catch Mac and Benji. Ooh, more breaking news. Depeche Mode has added new dates. Those tickets are expensive, so up the supply, maybe the price can go down. If you are a fan of Marvel as well, you can watch Marvel Time with Benji and Mike Mac as well. Usually on Wednesdays, although that schedule is very flexible because Benji is very flexible in his schedule. Back to Star Wars. Mando season 3 is so close. Mandalorian season 3. There's a new drop of, let's see, how is this described? It is the first clip from the Mandalorian season 3 from the Apple App Store as part of an ad for the Disney Plus app. This was tweeted by SWTV Updates. Didn't mean to remove that. Let's watch this together.
As I was saying, there's a beautiful parcel available right down here by the flats.
I appreciate the offer, but I have some matters to look after.
Well, I'm confused. I thought you had completed your mission, but you're still running around here with the same little critter.
It's complicated. I completed my quest. He returned to me. I removed my helmet, and now I'm an apostate.
Which is all the more reason for you to stay here with us. Where you're from, you may be an apostate, but here, you'd be landed gentry.
Doobie, if I may. APP reservations are sold out. They thank you for your interest. Previews have reached capacity. The attraction will open for all guests on April 4th.
And that is worth a breaking news. There it is right there, even though I'm still in line. Well, thanks for that update. Mando Season 2 comes to Disney Plus. I'm sorry, Mando Season 3 comes to Disney Plus on March 1st. A week from Friday. No, 2 weeks from Friday. 2 weeks from Friday. Mando Season 3 comes to Disney Plus. All right, Kyle. Oh, no, we'll get to that in a second. First, okay, we are about to talk about The Masked Singer. I know a lot of people don't want to be ruined with The Masked Singer. So if you are a big Masked Singer fan and don't want spoilers, now would be a good time to pause for maybe about 5 minutes and then come back and join us. Now, a Disney legend was on Masked Singer and was unmasked yesterday. If you know who it is, don't ruin it in the chat. We are going to show the part of the performance of the Disney legend in a mask, and then feel free, if you don't know for certain, to put some guesses in the chat as to who you think this Disney legend is.
Stop that sign. Be happy again. So keep on smiling. Cause when you're smiling,
Oh my gosh!
the whole world smiles with you. Yes, the whole world just smiles with you.
Kyle, any guesses?
Yeah, I know who it is, so I'm not going to say.
Yeah, so it's Disney legend Ellen. You know, when you know who it is, it seems so obvious. For one thing, he doesn't move very much. But let's go ahead and see the unmasking, which I watched this. So cynical me watched this morning, and I'm like, these people are getting emotional over this. Oh, Mike Mack thinks Christina Aguilera. Oh, you were extremely close to. Wayne Chow, maybe? Yeah, that's a better guess. I'm like, these people are getting emotional over seeing this guy on Masked Singer. What? And then as it went on, I got more and more emotional. Pretty ashamed of myself.
Take it off! Take it off! Take it off!
Oh my God, what is it?
Take it off! 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 Take it off!
This is crazy.
Take it off! Take it off!
Take it off. Is it?
The legendary Tony Grammy and Emmy Award winner, the one and only Dick Van Dyke! Oh my God! Wow! 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 Such an honor! We are in the presence of an icon, ladies and gentlemen! Whoa!
Oh my God.
This is the most seasoned and decorated
Try not to say oldest.
ad on our show, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Truly a legend. What was it like being the gnome?
It was real dark in there. Well, yeah, you couldn't see anything. I just loved it that they thought I was Robert De Niro. I didn't know Robert De Niro could sing. To tell you the truth.
Well, we definitely know you could sing. And Nicole, you are in tears.
I love you so much. We love you. The whole world loves you so much. It's an honor to have you on our show. Like I can't believe you're here. I'm trying to like play it cool, but and you look so gorgeous. You look so handsome.
Oh, thank you.
I am so blown away.
I'm 97 years old.
Wow.
Oh my God! Amazing. I love Dick Van Dyke. Like
You are one of the reasons why I got into comedy. You are comedy.
You're the goat.
You
Thank
are
you.
comedy.
You're the goat.
You are childhood.
Thank you.
Our greatest reveal ever.
Thank you.
You gave us an amazing performance, and I'm telling you, you made the whole world smile once again.
Wow.
97 years old.
97. Yeah. So he's their oldest contestant that they've ever had, as Nick
Really?
Cannon was avoiding saying. Yeah, no, I thought that was cool. But as we learned last time when Kermit was on, I feel like the premiere is a little different than like the finale, but whatever. So yeah, when I told Luke I wanted him to write this up, I was like, be careful. Just like there's enough Disney legends that we're not tipping it too much by saying that. But yeah, we're trying to be careful and considerate of people. People think The Masked Singer is a Marvel movie sometimes, I guess.
I love the headline though, Disney legend unmasked. Like, what the heck are they talking about? And then I saw Masked Singer, and my wife, on the other hand, she found out by seeing Dick Van Dyke was trending yesterday on Twitter, which means, and then no, calm down. He was on the Masked Singer. I was trying to, and then but Luke went there anyway. Okay. Yesterday, I had the opportunity, the privilege to see a screening of The Making of the Disney Wish, Nat Geo show. That is, I think it's now on Disney Plus. It's been on Nat Geo and now on Disney Plus. And afterwards, there was a Q&A with the filmmakers, the people from Nat Geo who made the film about the making of the Disney Plus. So some interesting stuff came out of that. I'll be writing an article on that. But there were some good questions by the people in attendance, including asking about what it was like if you've seen The Making of Disney Plus and them taking the ship across, and there's just this mad scramble to get everything done as they're sailing it across from Europe to America so it can have its previews and maiden voyage. And they're like, what was it like being on the ship there? And they just talk about how they've been with these people for a year and they were so invested as well and rooting for them while still trying to cover it and really trying for them to get it done. Lots of fun tidbits like that. So I had the chance to ask a question too. I asked them what it was like when, because they've been with them since 2021, and at some point in there they found out that the ship was going to be delayed. And I was curious what it was like when that happened, because that wasn't included in the documentary at all. And they talked about how they actually were there in February when it did happen. Everyone kind of went into a room and they got the news that it happened. And it was really more relief for Imagineering because they just had so much work to do and they kind of knew it had to happen. But it was an interesting time, and they just felt that, I asked, so, did you consider including it in the documentary? Because there's zero mention of it in the documentary. They said they really thought that detracted from the story they were trying to tell. And in the sphere that they were in, it just wasn't that big of a deal. And, seeing the documentary, I think that was a good decision. But I was very happy that they answered that for me because I was just so curious. This whole thing about the making of the Wish and trying to get it done in time, and it actually didn't get done in time. But that wasn't in the documentary, and their explanations that made total sense. And I just loved hearing, since it wasn't in the documentary, hearing from them what it was actually like being around them when the news came out. So I greatly appreciate that opportunity. And then Kyle just sent me, I guess we've got a behind the scenes or a deleted, what would you call it, deleted scene from the making of the Disney Wish, which streams tomorrow on Disney Plus, my mistake. So come to Disney Plus tomorrow. And let's watch this together. This is a deleted scene about, let's see, in this deleted scene, the talented team at ILM took the galaxy from far, far away and brought it to home on Disney Cruise. Don't miss Making the Disney Wish, Disney's newest cruise ship, streaming tomorrow on Disney Plus. So I'm excited to see this because it's about the Disney Wish.
I knew you would be.
This business because when I'm able to infuse motion into a static object and it comes to life, it engages with the audience in a really special way. Again, it's familiar, but it's new. It's exciting to be able to bring that physicality that we're familiar with into a starfighter. No one has ever really flown on a starfighter. And so bringing those things to life and making people feel like it's familiar and it's exciting is a charge in itself.
Oh, yeah.
We got the general idea from Danny as to what he had in his mind, but working together with the team, particularly Delio, the animation supervisor, we figured out the overall blocking of each of the scenes. And then we go in and detail it out and introduce animation to it, then introduce lighting and compositing to bring it all to life at the end.
There is a moment where we're flying through asteroids and we introduced the Arc Fighters, which we haven't seen filmically. They were introduced in the cartoon series. Here we get to experience and fly with them for a good few minutes.
The view out the window is about 20 to 22 feet wide. Our final content was 16K in its resolution. So there are a lot of pixels. Everyone is needed for the detail that the guests get to enjoy in that space.
We're touching on all different generations, experiences, and we're sort of tying them and hopefully exposing them to maybe some other aspects that they haven't been exposed to.
So again, the making of the Disney Wish will be hitting Disney Plus tomorrow. And now that I know they have one deleted scene, I sure hope they have a lot more. I've got new content to watch for the Disney Wish. I'm very excited about this.
Doobie would buy the DVD, the Blu-ray with the deleted scene.
I sure would.
Director commentary.
Yeah, it was a chunky deleted scene with good info. I am finally getting on this ship. Poor me having to wait so long. I am finally getting on this ship a week from Monday. I'm so incredibly excited to do so. Kyle, are you ready with that, or are you hunting it down?
Still hunting it down. I don't know what he's talking about. I have a theory of what he's talking about, in which case it wouldn't actually be news. So.
Okay, well, you do your thing there. I've got another video to show you guys. It's a very video-heavy morning show. This one is
well, now that you can hear the videos, you're very excited to use this technology.
I'm worried. I was not able to hear that last one very well. Maybe it's the Twitter thing. I don't know. So I'm a little worried.
Twitter video does generally suck. Like the number of times that I've been able to watch a video without any issues is slim.
All right, so this is the story behind the making of Cortina Community Part 1. So Disney, of course, is creating this retirement community, story living by Disney. The first one is Cortina in the Palm Springs area, and now they're starting to do some videos on creating this community. So we will watch this together.
I became an Imagineer, I feel like, when I was little, because I've wanted to be an Imagineer my whole life. I always loved the movies and animation, especially. Little Mermaid is my favorite. It really is a dream come true for me to be here and to work with the amazing teams and see all the talented people. I am Amy Young, and I am the creative director for Cotino Community. Walt Disney brought imagination and engineering together to form Imagineering. Imagineering brings incredibly talented people together to find ways to bring big ideas to life. I was the interior designer for Ratatouille, Bistro Chez Remy in Paris. Being that you're the size of a rat, we really got to be immersive, just amazing storytelling, and working with Pixar. What a dream come true. Designing anything at Disney, details are very important. Story Living by Disney Communities will have legendary Disney service at the heart of it all, and places where people can write the next chapter of their lives in exciting and fulfilling ways. And Cotino Community will be our first. You don't see many new home communities that people have a real emotional connection to. And we thought, we've got a real emotional connection to our guests. The idea of fostering community through placemaking, impeccable service, and exciting programming, those are the hallmarks of the Walt Disney Company. The Blue Sky process is how we concept, we create, we visualize and dream about what various areas of the community spaces for residents, club members, and guests could look like. So our clubhouse theme is this creative studio. So imagine, people can enter the studio and you enter into first a gallery, and there'll be artwork in there made by Imagineers. When we talk about the Cotino community, we can't help but be inspired by the greater Palm Springs area. Walt Disney was so inspired by this place. He called it his laughing place. In a sense, we're following Walt's footsteps here. The same things that inspired him years ago, they inspire us today. The area has this real energy to it, and you can see why Walt loved it. As Imagineers, it's the story that's at the heart of everything we do. This is for you to come here and be creative, to write your next chapter. It'll be amazing.
That's what our little people don't really realize, that this website, our name comes from Palm Springs, nothing else. That's why we're not changing it. It's about Palm Springs, specifically the Hulu movie starring Andy Samberg. That's the second part of it.
Would you want to live here, Kyle?
What?
Would you want to live at Cortina?
Would I want to live at Cortina? I have no. Let's be realistic. I can't live at Cotino. But I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Too young. I don't know. Palm Springs isn't my favorite place. It's also not my least favorite place. So it's not close to anything. Like the community itself would be cool, but then I have to imagine there's enough stuff in Palm Springs. Isn't the middle of nowhere. There's a Target, there's grocery stores, but if you want to get to any attractions, like the closest attraction would be like, what is Morongo Casino? Like,
they have like mini golf out there and a museum.
It's a super suburb. It's just way out.
Too far. Date shakes are right down the highway with the big dinosaurs you can climb inside. You
could go look at all of the windmills.
Yes, and Disneyland's only 2 hours away. My mom lives there. You could say hi to my mom. I mean, by the time you retire there, she probably won't be there anymore.
I had a friend who lived in Palm Springs for many years, working for their local paper. So, my dad had a timeshare in Palm Desert, which is basically the same. I think is desert supposed to be like the fancier one? Kind of like there's another one. He has a Newport Coast. It's like, oh no, it's not Newport Beach. It's Newport Coast.
There is a Palm Desert and a Palm Springs, and I can't tell the difference. But Palm Springs, the main strip of Palm Springs with the restaurants and stuff, it's a nice place. I like visiting them out there and going out dining and such. They have a nice IHOP down there that I always used to go to with my late Aunt Lula. I'm sure we're really interesting to people now. Rebecca says there is nothing about Cotino that particularly connected with me. I concur. So, and since we will be hopefully living in a retirement community together, I am glad we are on the same page with that. It is now time for
Wait, I have a question real quick. Sorry, I didn't catch this the first time you said it. I thought Cotino, part of it was retirement and part of it was anyone. I thought there was a section that was 55 plus.
Okay, you're probably right on that. I don't know for sure. So if someone could, someone on our team watching, so we can make sure we get accurate info, find out for certain. That would be very nice.
It'd be weird if they advertised it at D23 Expo if there wasn't available for people under 55. But
have you seen D23 Expo? I mean, you've been there. Plenty of
I
market
have been there.
Plenty of market there. But we will find out for sure if it is. I was under the impression it was, but Celebration has a great feel to it. To me, I don't know. You're right. I do love Celebration, and I would happily move there again. Cotino feels different. Maybe it's the fact that it's Palm Springs, and I do not want to live in 150-degree desert heat. It's miserable. All right, pocket picks. Kyle, what are pocket picks?
Pocket picks is when Doobie's scrolling through social media in the morning or any time of day and finds some things he likes, adds them to his pocket, and then shares them with all of us.
Our first pocket pick comes from Disney Parks and the Muppets, two official channels.
So I had no idea that Journey into Imagination with Figment was your favorite ride here at Epcot.
Oh, of course it is, Walter. Figment and I are close personal friends.
Yeah. Wait, but how is that possible?
Oh, we go way back.
But isn't Figment not real?
Not real? How could you say that? He's right there. Look.
Well, no, I know. I get that he's right there, but I mean, he's still a figment of your imagination. I mean, that's his whole thing.
And he's not just a figment, he's the figment. Hey, Figment, you still sound terrific.
So yes, once again, showing off how the Muppets are part of WDI.
And not Disney as a whole. They were nowhere to be found at the Disney 100 exhibit.
Because they have their own exhibit at the Smithsonian. We went over this.
Is that really the reason why?
I think it's a considerable factor.
Okay, fair enough. This next one comes from The Gram. This is by PB and Jelly Jam, which is a really cute name. Which kind of person are you, Kyle?
I thought it was going to be holiday versus regular, and I was going to say holiday. I like Small World. I enjoy. I don't sit there and dance along, but I also don't take a nap unless I'm really tired. I'm not saying I'm above taking a nap.
Let's clarify. You are willing to take a nap on It's a Small World. You would not say that about Peter Pan's Flight, would you?
No. Because how could 2 minutes? Like yesterday, Mac was like, if I go on Haunted Mansion to get this photo, I'm going to fall asleep. And I'm like, well, it's like the first scene, so snap and nap. He did get photos, but it's hard. It's a very dark scene. So, but that's something that's not even on our list. There's a minor update to Haunted Mansion. It's a Mark Davis gag, right? The bat in a bird cage. They actually added it, but I'll send you the picture, the slightly enhanced photo that I do have.
Okay, yeah, please send me that.
Yes, we haven't posted about it yet because unfortunately it's just so hard to get good photography in there, especially with the cell phone. I ran into this when I went to Paris to go to the opening, the reopening of Phantom Manor. And then I had to go on it like 3 times to try to get a good video. I felt so terrible. I'm like, I'm sorry. It's just so dark. I don't know what else to do. I can't shine a light in there.
Rebecca, thank you. So Cotino will be open to all ages, but we'll have a section dedicated to. So
that's what I thought.
Really appreciate that. Yeah, I was totally wrong on that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kyle. And Gio would be the one singing along. I most definitely would be and have been the one taking it out on It's a Small World.
I sent you the photo on Slack.
On Slack. Sometimes he private chats it, sometimes he slacks it.
Well, I don't know. Can you send photos in private chat?
Oh, it's the actual photo, not a link. Okay.
Yeah.
Right thing. Get this ready for you guys. So tell them what they're about to see again.
So yeah, during the refurbishment, obviously they just went back from Haunted Mansion Holiday to the regular one, and they added something that was in the original art. I guess it's Mark Davis, where it's a gag, where it's a man-eating bat in a bird cage. And they've added that to one of the first scenes next to the Donald chair. It's very hard to see. You could see Chloe red eyes there and the bones and not much else, unfortunately. But you can see it a lot better in person, I'm sure. So the next time you're on Haunted Mansion at Disneyland, keep an eye out for that.
And your eyes will probably see it better than our camera. So definitely go check it out for yourself. The plot thickens. The Hollywood Reporter says it's open to all ages, but so many other sources call it a retirement community. So I suspect the Hollywood Reporter is right, but in everyone's mind, they're just thinking of it, especially in Palm Springs, it's a retirement community. What does Disney have to say? Actually, he says it's not even much better in person. Wow, Mac. Or birdcage sitting around watching the morning show. All right, that is it for our pocket picks today. Now we come to the educational portion of the program. What I really should rename this portion is the portion in which you learn about all of Kyle's favorite things.
When the dog bites. I don't know.
Happy birthday, Elizabeth Olsen. Wanda, born on this day in 1989. Happy birthday to you. You can watch her on Disney Plus all over the place. She's in movies. She's got her own TV series. She is a Disney star and a future Disney legend. Happy birthday, Elizabeth Olsen. Next up, on this day in 1991, we had the final performance of one of the all-time classics at Disney Indian Studios.
Detective Dick Tracy.
That is Dick Tracy, Diamond Double Cross video courtesy of Disney Batchman. Final performance on this day in 1991. Kyle, can I get one of your, I know you have many, one of your fond memories of Dick Tracy?
Madonna's in it. I haven't seen the movie.
You've not seen the movie?
I've probably seen. Did they have like McDonald's toys or glasses or something? Because I mean that yellow trench coat is iconic, but otherwise I've never actually seen it.
That is isn't that considered one of the biggest flops? Not like
it's one that comes up a lot.
Big flop.
Yeah.
I like it. It's cool. Breathless Mahoney, Madonna, Warren Beatty, Dick Tracy, and it produced Diamond Double Cross at Disney MGM Studios. CGO says it was a fun movie. Is this thing that?
Yeah, the Diamond Double Cross is one of the things that actually did come to the parks, but they had a lot bigger plans for Hollywood or for MGM Studios at the time with Dick Tracy that never came to fruition when it didn't perform very well.
That is true, and kind of sad. I remember one of the things that was often talked about was riding the People Mover with guns, shooting things, themed to Dick Tracy.
That would have gone.
It's a different era. It was a different era. Probably would not still be around today. Actually, no.
What does this look like? The wheel at
the. All right. On this day in 1996, thank you, Channel of Randomness, for this trailer.
We've got cabin fever.
Go.
We've got cabin
A legendary treasure was buried on a remote island, and there's only one living soul daring enough to find it.
Hello, everyone.
Captain Abraham Smollett is taking command.
This voyage has begun.
To wherever the wind may take us. Hurry, Rizzo! I'm going as fast as I can.
But there.
Is this your favorite Muppet movie, Kyle?
No, that'd be Muppet Christmas Carol, of course. But I remember enjoying this as a kid. I haven't rewatched it more recently. It's probably not quite as good, but I was just singing the Cabin Fever song, so I definitely remember parts of it.
I have never seen a classic Muppet movie. I saw Muppets and Muppets Most Wanted, but I've never seen any of the classics. And apparently I'm missing out. I think I'm going to see that, Mac, if you're still around. I think I'm going to have a weekend of Remember the Titans followed by all the Muppet movies. Any day now. On this day in 2001, another movie. It's a big movie day, folks. This one. Do you remember this one? Does anyone remember this one?
Have you heard of this?
Attention, students. This is Principal Brinkley talking. I want to inform you all that I have a fat sack, which I like to
We're on a blind date to see this movie.
Get ready for the recess movie that broke.
What was that?
I said I went on a blind date to see it. It wasn't really a blind date. It was an internet meetup. But yeah, I went to go see this. I think I probably have this on DVD. I'm a big fan of Recess, so of course I had to go see the movie.
Recess goes out on this day in 2001. This is from Retro VHS Trailers, the channel, YouTube channel. Lots of good Retro VHS trailers. And yes, you can watch this on Disney Plus. I forgot to see if you can watch Muppet Treasure Island on Disney Plus. Someone let me know. Recess goes out. Never seen it. Looks like a fun movie. It was a TV show too, right?
Yes, it was a TV show. Part of One Saturday Morning, this channel. Probably, I bet you it's on Disney Plus. It's a really good show. I enjoy it quite a bit.
It is on Disney Plus. You can go watch that now. Everything else we're going to talk about today is on Disney Plus, and this was a big day for releases. On this day in 2001, everyone's favorite, a Disney Channel original movie. Unmute it.
O cursă între prieteni se transformă într-un accident.
That's for that trailer.
Motocross?
This is from My Disney Friends. Yes, this is Motocross. Way to go.
I'm pretty sure there's a Juliana Theory song in this movie. I was watching it at 3 a.m. I'm like, what? Because like it's like an emo band that I knew of, and it was very weird to be watching Disney Channel at the middle of the night and be like, what? It's either that one or Brink. I'm pretty sure it's Motocross as the Juliana Theory song. It's called Top of the World.
Now I gotta know. I saw Brink. I have not seen Motocross. Yes, it is on Motocross. You are right. You can actually watch that song, that clip with the song on YouTube.
Very cool. I'm gonna do that.
All right. Let's see. Next up on this day in Disney history, another film release. It's almost like this day in Disney history was a Friday sometimes.
What year?
Sorry. Thank you. This was 2007. I saw this one in theaters, and it was. I really, really enjoyed this movie in theaters.
Because I know one of the ones we're going to get to a little bit later. Ooh, Alden Media, remember that? Bridge to Terabithia.
You're right. Bridge to Terabithia, sorry. Anastasia Robb.
That's a sad book. I assume it's a sad movie too.
It is a sad movie, yes. I confuse it with My Girl because they have a lot in common. Very good movie.
What are you doing?
Don't watch it when you want to cheer up. Bridge to Terabithia, 2007. And on this day in 2009, we have yet another Disney Channel original movie.
Oh, a DCOM?
Yes.
Okay.
Happens until Mercury gets a visit from Melissa Morris.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, sweetheart. Her famous father.
Neil Morris.
You're him.
In the flesh.
And his superhero creation.
Promise, Melissa, this is going to be 1 week you'll never
this
forget.
one,
Coming.
Do you know this one, Kyle? I'm going to pause it.
No.
Do you know this one?
No.
Wow.
Dad? The stakes are high when these ordinary fans go on an extraordinary adventure to rescue her dad.
I'd like to report a missing person.
Neil's in trouble, and we're gonna save.
At some point they'll say the name, but I will tell you now. It is Dadnapped.
Okay.
2009 Disney Channel original movie classic, some would say. I'm not sure who they are, but some would say. On this day in 2014, we had the final episode of one of Kyle's all-time favorite Disney Channel series. Let's see if he recognizes this.
Oh, Good Luck Charlie. I was like, Mini Bites. I never heard of Mini Bites. Never watched the show. I've seen the GIF.
Never watched it, what?
I've never watched it. I've only seen the GIF of Charlie doing the huh? And I've seen Bridget Mendler. I know who she is. Like, she was on a show called Undateable that I went to a taping of.
Ah, you weren't in that one?
I was not on that one. No, I went to an actual sitcom taping. It was weird. I'm like, I'm supposed to be down there.
You know who I am? All right, we have come up to 2018 where there are two releases. The first one, another Disney Channel original movie.
Perfect town called Seabrook, where one small accident led to a cosmic event. A mysterious green haze changed the fate of the world. Touched by it, you turned into a zombie.
Zombies debuted on this day in 2018. Very successful movie. 2 sequels thus far. One of Kyle's favorites. And on this day in 2018, another movie debuted. This one, Kyle, for some reason, is not a fan of. Not one of Kyle's favorites.
Wow.
I have seen gods fly. I've seen men build weapons that I couldn't even imagine. I've seen aliens drop from the sky.
Yeah.
But I have never seen anything like this. How much more are you hiding?
Hold up. Let's go.
We are home. My son, it is your time.
Show me my respect and bow down.
You get to decide what kind of king you are going to be. Don't freeze.
I never freeze.
The revolution will not be televised.
Show me my respect and bow down. We own ya. We own ya. We only getting started now. Cause we own ya. Everybody think they know me now. Cause we own ya. You and I'm a homie now. Cause we own ya.
I waited my entire life for this. The world's gonna start over. I'ma burn it all.
What happens now determines what happens to the rest of the world.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and pop out. The revolution will not be televised.
Let's have some fun.
The revolution will be live.
Wow, that's still awesome. That trailer. Couldn't pause it. Couldn't turn it off. Black Panther debuted 5 years ago today. In many ways, one of the most important of the MCU movies, I think. And of course, the great Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, the first to be nominated for an Oscar, and also it's a big deal that it opened in February because not known for blockbusters opening in February, but it did, and I've probably set records.
Yeah, huge movie, a lot of legs. See, you got anything, Kyle? Anything come up during all that you should mention?
So apparently Walt Disney World has let us know that they are expecting that Genie Plus will sell out this weekend for the holiday weekend. So you can start buying it ahead of time. Once it sells out, they're not going to restock it. Once it's sold out for the day, it's going to be sold out for the day. So heads up if you're headed to Walt Disney World and want to purchase Genie Plus. Although the fact that it's going to sell out should also tell you that it's going to be quite busy. So good luck to y'all.
Good luck to y'all. Microphone. Oh yeah, okay. I want to show this tweet that was sent to me for the Haunted Mansion story. It's some good background, and it said maybe the person that discovered it, Rocco Boat, who was a food influencer for People magazine, and they said, I went on the Haunted Mansion early this morning in Disneyland, and I may have discovered something new. It looks like they added the bat in the birdcage with bones and blood from this old Mark Davis artwork. That's what this is, right? Sorry for the grainy pic, and this is their picture of it. And this is the original here. So very good tweet there. And I think that's it for today. Anything else, Kyle? Are we done?
I think we're good. Sorry if you're an AP wanting to get Tron reservations. Unfortunately, those are full. Yeah, that's kind of the big story. Stay tuned for Super Mario coverage again tomorrow, and you can check back our stuff from yesterday, as well as all of our coverage from the Franklin Institute. Very extensive article and videos and all of that you can go check out, and as well as Moon Girl's debut yesterday. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and I'm just looking forward to see what's coming up. And I'm sure, let's see.
Yeah, stay up till midnight before you rope drop. Just buy it. If it's that in demand, you probably don't want it. That's how I figure.
Later on today, at 6 p.m. today, looks like we've got Who's the Boss Live coming up. And then tomorrow, Mike's going to be at Disney California Adventure. We're planning on doing a walk and talk with him at 1 o'clock. There will be no Disney Trivia Live this Saturday. So sorry, folks, there will not be one on Saturday. But we still plan to have one on Tuesday before we take a short hiatus so that Doobie can hopefully rotate away along with Gideon and Rebecca. So thank you for joining us as always. We will be back tomorrow. I am excited to hear Kyle's review of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. He is seeing that tonight, and I can't wait to hear what he thinks about it, plus all the other Disney news and happenings and fun. We should be back tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Thanks for joining us on the LPTV Disney Morning Show. Bye, everybody.